As the former Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker bowed at his feet, everything was transpiring as Palpatine had foreseen. Anointing him as his new apprentice Darth Vader, he ordered him to purge the Jedi in their former home, assisted by Order 66, resulting in the clones turning upon the Jedi generals they had served under in the war between the Republic and the Separatists. After completing the siege of the temple, Vader goes to the one person capable of seeing through his darkness, in his wife Senator Padme Amidala of Naboo. But so engrossed in the dark side and the potential ending of the war, the Anakin that Padme had known had been replaced as he left the Senate apartment complex to kill the Separatist Alliance, hidden on Mustafar by Sidious. The Chancellor then declared himself to be the new Emperor of the Galactic Empire, as Padme returned to her apartment and had quickly been met by Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, who had been deployed by Jedi Grandmaster Yoda to find his lost Padawan and destroy him if necessary. The Senator does not tell the Jedi the location of Vader, for fear the Master would destroy him, but Obi-Wan had snuck aboard her ship and they eventually landed on Mustafar. The heavily pregnant Senator ran to Vader, but then stopped as she soon realised that Obi-Wan had been right about what Anakin had become. The offer to join him in ruling the galaxy together was met by horror, and following a duel between Vader and his old master, the apprentice remained a slave to Palpatine. But what if Padme had accepted Vader's offer to join him? Would Vader be able to overthrow Palpatine as he had promised? As you're going to discover, Padme could have shifted the fate of the new empire. The Senator of Naboo looked into the smouldering lava banks of the planet, as she had been offered to join Vader in ruling the galaxy. The words of Obi-Wan screamed in her mind, but she felt there was good in this monster in front of her, and she was determined to see Anakin again. Taking a step to Vader, they were both surprised to see Obi-Wan, and the Jedi Master ordered Padme to step away. Vader stepped in between them to prevent her going to the Jedi, and ordered her to take his starfighter, then leave the planet to avoid seeing the bloodshed. Igniting their blades, Anakin's starfighter took off as the heroes clashed on the platform. Obi-Wan knew the power of Anakin from their training and battles, but with the dark side, the former Jedi smashed against his defences, and he needed all his mastery of Soris Su to keep him at bay. The Jedi moved the battle to the mining area, and Obi-Wan sensed that Vader was overconfident, so he assumed Qui-Gon's stance to test the Jedi. Vader looked delighted by the change in form, and moved for the kill, but Obi-Wan managed to cut across his body, then launched the biggest force push he could, and Vader landed on top of a lava bank. But as Obi-Wan walked towards him, the starfighter piloted by Padme arrived to collect the injured Sith, and they flew off of the planet. Obi-Wan had no choice but to trudge back to the star skiff, joined by R2-D2 and C-3PO, and he aimed to make his way to Coruscant to help Yoda in his battle with the Emperor. Approaching the planet's coordinates, the Jedi Master is stopped by a transmission from Senator Organa, and he instructs him to head to his apartment to discuss their next plans, without Padme or her Force-sensitive children. Yoda and Bail Organa deem it necessary to find Padme, and they take his Alderaanian starship to Mustafar to look for any traces of Vader and Padme's location. Obi-Wan, on the other hand, took his own starfighter and headed for the planet of Naboo, hoping that the Empire had not made their presence, landing in the picturesque hills. The Jedi could already see clone troopers beginning to patrol the streets, and the Jedi Master needed all of his stealth to rush to the Theed Royal Palace, where Queen Apellana had been waiting for any news on Padme. The Queen welcomed the Jedi into her home, but he had no time to exchange pleasantries, as he had told her that Padme was in the hands of Vader and the Empire, and he needed the help of Naboo to find her. The Queen provides Obi-Wan with a security force and the Gungans, and Representative Jar Jar Binks arrived to join the Jedi on his way to Mustafar again. Reconvening with Yoda and Bail Organa, they had managed to procure a number of recordings between Palpatine and Vader, and they discovered that the Sith Lord had wanted to take Vader to oversee the construction of the Death Star. The Jedi had been accurate, as the apprentice had been recovering from his wounds at the Grand Republic medical facility on Coruscant, and bowed to Palpatine at the helm of the Star Destroyer. The Sith Lord looked across from Vader, and his eyes narrowed at the sight of Padme, ordering Vader to eliminate his weakness. Vader merely waved his hand gently, and all of the naval officers clutched at their throats, as he then ordered Padme to move to safety, pointing his blade. Palpatine accused his apprentice of treason in making an attempt on his life, and summoned his own blade. As they converged to meet in the center of the bridge, the ship began to shake from their power and the lights flickered out. The two Siths seemed pushed against each other in a battle of the Force, and the energy around them buzzed until it became too much for their surroundings. Palpatine and Vader projected in opposite directions, and their fates were in the balance. That is it for part 1 of What If Padme joined Vader on Mustafar. If you'd like to see a part 2 soon, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.